Yeah. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. That's over. The season officially over. Things are getting back into their proper perspective. And this time we should just make sure it gets left there with the Philadelphia Eagles playing in this next year's Super Bowl. I watched the game. And when you're watching the game like that, for me, it's a couple questions that I ask myself. Those were two football teams that played. The first thing I asked myself was that, could the Philadelphia Eagles hold the Kansas City Chiefs to 10 points and a half? I highly doubt it. Could the Philadelphia Eagles hold the San Francisco 49ers to 10 points and a half? I highly doubt it. Would the Philadelphia Eagles be able to come back the way Patrick Mahomes did against that 49ers defense? He was down 20-10 at one point. I highly doubt it. Would the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to protect Carson Wentz the way that the Kansas City Chiefs protected Patrick Mahomes, and he was running for his life at times? I highly doubt it. With all those questions being said, the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't have had a chance in that game playing either one of those teams. We didn't belong there for a reason. For a reason. We weren't that good. We weren't good as either one of those teams this season. We just weren't that good. Now, at the end of the day, we're going to analyze the game. We're going to bust it down a little bit. At the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan choked. This is what he does. He choked when he was the Falcons' offensive coordinator. They were down 28-3. They were up 28-3, I'm sorry. He called an abysmal game. Start throwing picks and stuff like that. He choked. The same way he choked last night. They were up. At times, he tried to run the clock out in a very weird way. And at times, he just, I swear that he ran the game clock down and probably thought it was the play clock on a punt that I watched. I'm like, what is this guy doing? I mean, he flopped. He folded. That Super Bowl was about who was going to do the most choking, because in the beginning, Andy Reid and Mahomes were choking. But Mahomes is such a special talent and such a special player that Mahomes was able to pull it together at the end of the game and ultimately get his team to green pastures. And you got to respect the quarterback who could do stuff like that.
So LB, with my next selection, I got to go with the best wide receiver in the draft. I got to go with CeeDee Lamb at 6'2", 190 pounds. He is the best pure wide receiver in this draft, no question about it. How will the Eagles get from 21 up to get him? I don't know. Maybe he falls a little bit and they could trade up. Who knows? But he is definitely the best wide receiver in this draft, and I read an article that summed him up the best. He's got the fire of Odell Beckham Jr., he's got the dominance of DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got the work ethic of Michael Thomas. How can we not take a guy like that?
So that was my boy Philly 500 pick for our upcoming draft board. It's coming together real smooth with the level of prospects that we looking at getting, you know what I'm saying? So listen, make sure you follow Philly 500. Make sure you follow myself. I mean, you know who Philly 500 is for sure. I don't know how you could not know who Philly 500 is if you even on YouTube, period. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you follow 500. Make sure you follow myself so you can stay step by step with the draft board. Because I'll tell you what, man, this is an Eagles Nation project. Yeah, me and Philly 500 are kicking it off. But listen, man, they got to do with a lot of us. And you know what? I'm gonna talk to Philly about this. We trying to get about 15 to 20 players. I want you guys to choose the last two. We're gonna do a major poll on probably on Philly's community posts and probably on my community posts. We're gonna do a poll together, and I want you guys to draft the final two prospects for us. We're gonna do a poll. Let us know who y'all want, man. But so far so good, man. Everything's coming to light, man. And let me talk about the quarterback market that I think is about to be abruptly disrupted. It's going to be disrupted. What Patrick Mahomes just did is nothing short of brilliant, nothing short of excellent. Patrick Mahomes is going to command, and when I say command, at least $250 million. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a $250 million quarterback. I mean, he's going to get $40 million a year, I think. You know what I mean? And you got to understand business in the NFL, smart business and bad business. To pay Patrick Mahomes whatever he wants would be smart business. You're talking about a guy who got MVP, who got Super Bowl MVP, 25 years old. Now, if you got a quarterback out there lingering who didn't get paid, i.e. Dak Prescott, if you pay Dak Prescott after you pay Patrick Mahomes, you're done. You're done. Dak Prescott need to be getting paid like tomorrow if he gonna get paid. If I'm Dak Prescott and you talk about franchise tagging me, I'm going to go test free agency. There's a lot of people that need quarterbacks. The Colts might need a quarterback. Phillip Rivers and them need a quarterback. Yeah, I think Dak Prescott will fit way better with the Chargers than Phillip Rivers did the last couple years. Phillip Rivers need a quarterback. It's a lot of people that need quarterbacks out here. You know what I mean? A lot of people that need quarterbacks out here. If you could play around with Dak Prescott if you want, because right now the Dallas Cowboys are doing bad business. Dak Prescott is deserving of some money for sure. For sure. But if you don't pay him until after Mahomes going to get extended. They're talking about already checking up on his knee so they can get the extension done this offseason. You're talking about a team who hasn't won the Super Bowl in 50 years. And they just got their second Super Bowl. They're going to extend this dude, yo, without a shadow of a doubt. They're going to extend him just off doing that for him. You know what I mean? And I think the quarterback market is about to be forever changed after this season. You know, smart business was to get Russell Wilson taken care of. Even Jared Goff getting taken care of. Even Carson Wentz getting taken care of. Dudes like Jameis Winston going to get way more than what he's worth because he got the leverage. I threw for 5,000 passing yards. I threw for 30 touchdowns. Yeah, I got a lot of interceptions. I can see the Bucks actually paying Jameis around 30 mil. I can see the Bucks paying Jameis around 30 mil, and Jameis would have to take it. He would have to take it. You know what I mean? But to franchise tag Dak Prescott and to franchise tag a guy like Jameis Winston deserves the franchise tag, no doubt. But I think Dak Prescott is a little better than a franchise tag, and that's just being real. That's just being real. But you got to pay him before Mahomes. I'm glad Carson Wentz is paid. I'm telling you right now. Because Mahomes is going to get a $200 million contract. A $200 million contract, probably to play 2 more years than Carson Wentz. You know, like a $200 million, like 7-year deal. He's 25. He's 25, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's going down from here on out, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to know you guys' thoughts on that. It's ample, I repeat, there is ample opportunity and ample time. It's the chance of a lifetime in this draft. Think about it. We at the 21st spot. Guys can slip down. Guys will slip down. So I just saw a mock draft that had the Philadelphia Eagles picking Henry Ruggs, #1 overall, because we desperately need speed. Now, that's a guy that's on Philly 500 and myself's draft board. But the way that they had the list broken down, I think about 6 quarterbacks were taken in between 1 and 21. Because now with the emerging news that, that the Chargers need a quarterback. 2 are going to be gone. A quarterback is going #1 to the Bengals. You got to take Chase Young if you're #2. Guys that already have quarterbacks also fall in between 1 and 21. So guys with young quarterbacks like the New York Giants, them guys looking to put offensive linemen around the Giants and Kyler Murray and guys like that. Them guys looking to put offensive linemen around some of them people. What we need is going to be available. It's going to be available. A lot of people think CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 guy. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be available at 21. And I feel like that if you have to choose between CeeDee Lamb and Henry Ruggs, that's a rock and a hard place. It's a rock and a hard place. Do you take the speed or do you take the generational size speed combination? What do you take? Because guys slow down. But you've seen guys with size and hands not slow down like Alshon Jeffrey because of the size in the hands. It's going to be so much fun looking to see how this Philadelphia Eagles draft room and front office either A, butchers this, or B, makes it great. Now, I think that, a lot of guys are going to slip. Like I said before, it's going to be beautiful. We're in prime position. And yes, that's a Wawa behind me. They got Wawas in Northern Virginia. All my Philly dudes stand up. What y'all know about Wawa? But anyway, at the end of the day, what do you do? What do you do? That's what my next video is about. What do you do? Because we're all about draft this week. It's about what do you do? What do you do when everybody? What do you do when all these guys are available at 21? What direction do you go in? Because the DK Metcalf situation, that hurt. That stung. The DK Metcalf situation, it bothers me to this day. It bothers me to this day that we didn't take DK Metcalf. You cannot let an opportunity pass by you like that again if you're anybody in the Philadelphia Eagles front office. You got to go out there and you got to go grab it. You got to grab it, pause. You got to do what you got to do, man. And the Philadelphia Eagles are in prime position. I'm telling you, you got the franchise quarterback, you got the cap space, and the draft is not the end-all, be-all. I want people to understand that now. You still got free agency. You got free agency. You know what I mean? You gotta use all these tools to your advantage. Which you don't get in the draft, you get in free agency, and then vice versa. But you got to get it all done. You got way too many picks. I'm talking about you got the amount of picks that if CeeDee Lamb is there and you got 21 and CeeDee Lamb is still on the board at 20 and you think they're going to snatch him, trade up one spot. Trade up one spot. I'm telling you, you got to be bold. You got to be daring. You got to be daring. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. The Arcega-Whiteside pick could have been traded. It could have been traded for a better player. The Arcega-Whiteside pick could have been traded because there's no use to us now.